Hi BookTube! Today we're going to talk about Ernest Hemingway. His style of writing was known for being really brief. About his style, Hemingway said, "A writer's style should be direct and personal, his imagery rich and earthy, and his words simple and vigorous. The greatest writers have the gift of brilliant brevity, are hard workers, diligent scholars, and competent stylists." Hemingway actually had a name for his style, which was the Iceberg Theory. The style was simple, direct, understated, not too flowery, actually not flowery at all. Academics and critics have written tons of articles and books about what exactly this style was. Some critics thought it was because he had a background in journalism where he focused on the facts rather than the language, and others have said that it's actually a reaction to his terrible experience at war. Either way, the writing was unlike anything anybody had seen before. A recent take on Hemingway's style has caught my eye, and I thought we could do a little experiment with it. The Hemingway App is a tool that's available online at www.hemingwayapp.com, and it's made by two brothers, Ben and Adam Long. And from what I can tell, it seems like they started this as a really cool side project. The Hemingway app promises to make your writing bold and clear and uses a formula to test the readability of your writing. Let's have a look around the site. When you open the page, it looks like it's open to the editing section. The app highlights any long, awkward sentences or errors, and it also gives recommendations about sentences that you can make a little bit briefer. A readability grade. The lower the grade is, the better. You want to have a grade lower than 10 in order to have a Hemingway approved piece of writing. Thought we could do a little bit of an experiment to see how some of the pieces of literature that have stood the test of time can stand the test of the Hemingway app. First up, I'm gonna go into the writing phase and paste in the entire text of "Oh, the Places You'll Go" by Dr. Seuss. So we're gonna go over here into the right section, clear out the body text, and I'm gonna paste in "Oh, the Places You'll Go" by Dr. Seuss. So I've just pasted it right into the web page, and we'll click edit to see how Dr. Seuss stacks up. Okay, so overall it looks like Dr. Seuss scores very well on the readability scale. He gets a number 3 out of 10, so this is considered very readable. Not surprising considered how many small children really adore Dr. Seuss. It looks like there are a couple of places where we've highlighted specific words or phrases that could be simplified, a couple instances where we could use less passive voice, but overall Dr. Seuss is very readable. Well done, Dr. Seuss. Next up, we're taking a very important passage from a very important piece of literature, which is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So I'm gonna go over to the right section, clear out "Oh, the Places You'll Go," and now we're pasting in the part of the book where Harry first sees He Who Must Not Be Named. All right, let's check it out. Okay, while this isn't quite as readable as "Oh, the Places You'll Go," Harry Potter is still well within the realm of Hemingway-approved readability. This gets a grade 7, again, still higher than 10, so all in the safe zone. The voice could have been more active. Hemingway app doesn't really like those adverbs. We could get a couple of those out, but overall, very readable. You're very readable, Harry. All right, we're gonna go back to the writing section, get rid of Harry and Malfoy. And now we're placing in an excerpt from Moby Dick by Herman Melville. This is a chapter called "The Whale is a Delicacy." So overall, this chapter of Moby Dick is not very readable. It's still okay on the Hemingway scale, but definitely scored lower than the other works that we've looked at. And as you can see, there's just tons of highlights in the text of places where it could be improved. Over a quarter of the sentences are considered very hard to read by the Hemingway app. The voice is rather passive. It looks like Hemingway and I have something else in common, which is we both wouldn't have liked to read Moby Dick. And finally, we're gonna come in and paste a text that's probably very familiar to most bibliophiles. This is the opening excerpt from Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities. Let's see how it does. Oof, looks like not really surprised to see that the one sentence paragraph is considered a very hard to read sentence. You can see it's highlighted all in red. The writing is just not super clear. Lots of instances of the passive voice. Looks like it was the worst of times for Charles Dickens' readability. Thanks so much for watching me play with the Hemingway app. Let me know if you find any classic authors that rate either very high or very low on the scale. I've wasted quite a bit of time trying to find the most and least Hemingway approved classical authors. Let me know if you find anything good. Thanks.